So I know I promised that I would do a video discussing the different places you can get money to buy your first property, second property, whatever. Okay. So I made some notes. I'm gonna read my notes. Okay. The first one, cut back on your impulse buying. Unsubscribe from all of those emails that are coming that are tempting you, because this becomes impulse buying. Of course, if you think about it, when you look at your Facebook accounts and it's showing the exact same stuff you were just looking at on your Gmail or whatever, those algorithms have been following you and it's just showing you the same stuff over and over again to get you into doing something impulsive that you were not planning on doing. Okay. Unsubscribe from those things. Avoid certain stores that you know are your weakness. If you are a shoe person, avoid those shoe stores for a little while because you got to stay focused. Cut back on your monthly expenses. That one right there is hard for some people. So I'll give you an example. There are people out there who are paying so much a month for a subscription service. And basically, they probably could just drop $100 and the whole year's paid for. And they don't have that monthly bill. That kind of stuff right there. Cutting back on your monthly expenses allows you to save more money. And a lot of times when you pay for the full amount up front, you actually get a discount. A good example of that is like insurance. If you can afford to not pay your insurance monthly, but pay it every 6 months, once a year, or even quarterly, that frees up money for you to put into your savings for your purchase. Another one, can you cut the cord for cable? Now, I have counseled with someone recently who said their cable bill is around $200 a month. I thought that was huge. First of all, I've never had enough time to sit down and watch that much TV to justify a bill that high, because I'm goal driven. I'm out here in these streets doing what I can do so that I can live a certain type of lifestyle. So I don't have a lot of time to watch a whole lot of TV like that. But that's a lot of channels. That's a lot. So tell you what we did. It took my husband some convincing, but we went and got a Roku. I think two Rokus in the house, and we have Google Fiber. We have Hallmark Channel. I pay for that. It's $60 a year. Done. We have the CW. Got some children I love there. And then we have Hulu, which is free with my Sprint/T-Mobile account. And we have Netflix. Now, we do pay monthly for Netflix. I think I want to pay that off. I don't like having that monthly. Even though it's only $15 a month, that's still a monthly bill. And then there's a whole bunch of other like Plex and other ones that are free that come through. And if I need some entertainment, there's a lot of stuff out there to entertain me. Okay, along with YouTube and stuff like that. So we don't have monthly bills surrounding our entertainment. Okay, we can go and get a red box when we want to, or go to a movie theater when we want to, but it's not a monthly bill. Okay, another one. Let me see. Spend less than you make. That one's hard because sometimes we don't write down what we make and what we spend. And because we don't write those things down, we find ourselves spending more than we make. We don't realize it. We just know money is tight. If your money is tight every single month, you're spending more than you make. Do you need Amazon Prime? Do you need to order something every single month? Do you need those DoorDash and those meal services that are costing you so much money? Do you need to eat out so much? Think about it. Is your rent too high? There are ways to cut back on that, but you have to write it down. Those people who refuse to write down their expenses, there's no success in that, period. I know people avoid writing down their expenses because they don't want to see those big numbers, but it is so therapeutic when you get past the mindset of, I have big numbers. Get past that mindset and then it becomes therapeutic. I know I can cut this, cut that, cut that. Um, let me see. So here's another one. If you need down payment assistance, try getting money from a family member. It's called a gift. They have to write you a letter and say, I am gifting so and so $2,500 or $5,000 or whatever, a gift letter. And it has to be a gift to you that is not a loan that you have to repay. That's an option. Look into refinancing your car. I did a little research and it looks like the average used car loan is about 5%. If you're paying more than that, you need to refinance your car. I have counseled with someone recently and they are at a 20 something percent, a very high number. Like their monthly payments are more than I was paying for any of my Lexuses. Okay. So, and it wasn't a luxury car. So refinance that car, bring those monthly payments down. Some people's car may be too old or something, then you may have to get a personal loan to use to pay off your car. You pay off that personal loan for a very, very, very small interest rate, and that gets you out of debt faster, one. And two, it's helping you with your monthly expenses. Okay. Pay off your credit card debt. I don't have words for that one. I need you to think about that one. You need to be at a credit utilization of 30% or less, preferably 10%. If you don't know how to calculate that, speak up. Let me explain that to you so you can understand how to cut back on your credit card debt to help you with your monthly expenses and stop using the card. Okay? Downsize your current home. Do you think about that? Let's see if you really need that. If your kids have been gone for a couple years and you're in a 4-bedroom home that you're renting, do you still need that much space? You're trying to save for something. You want to buy a house. You want to buy that house, pay it off before you retire. Do you really need 4 bedrooms? Think about it. Downsize your current home. Okay, don't get complacent. You're cutting back on expenses. There's a goal at the end of the tunnel. So think about that. Limit your eating out. That takes discipline and you can't be lazy. So one thing that I had to do was meal planning. I bought these things off of Groupon. They have like the little 3 buckets, 2 little things for sides and 1 thing for maybe a meat or whatever. And just coming home from work, this is when I worked in corporate America. Coming home from work and, you throw some ribs in the in the oven, and you throw some other food in a crock pot or the pressure cooker, and you cook a whole bunch of meals at once, maybe on a Saturday morning or maybe after work one day. Some of that stuff cooks low and slow, and when it comes out, you put it in your containers, meal plan that stuff, and you're ready for the whole week, period. And you got food already ready for you and the kids, so you don't feel like coming home and I'm tired, I don't want to, and you find yourself eating out. I know of people who do eat out a lot. A family of 5 eating out a lot. 3-4 times a week. You're gonna stay broke. I'm gonna be honest, which is probably painful for me to say to people, but you're gonna stay broke because you're constantly spending money that you don't have to spend. It requires a little bit of discipline. Here's another one. Establish a budget and follow it. We talked about that. You're going to have to put your budget in writing, use an app, use an Excel spreadsheet, do whatever you got to do, but follow it. So if you put aside a certain amount of money for eating out, once you reach that amount of money, you're done eating out for the month, period. It really is that simple. A budget is not something that makes you say no, but it helps you get to your goals. Okay? It forces you to be disciplined. And discipline is probably a hard word for people, but it forces you to be disciplined. Okay. Get a second job. Nobody wants to hear that. But in this day and time, there are a lot of places that are hiring. So a lot of them are remote too, because they were remote all last year. You got collections and customer service and all that. They were all remote last year. A lot of them have flexible schedules. They learn to work around their workers. So get a second job, make a little extra money. And take that money and don't live off of your second job money. I'm going to say it again for people in the back. do not live off your second job money. You 100% need to be putting that into paying off your debts and saving. If you start living off that second job money, you will never be able to quit that second job. The goal is to do it temporarily. Okay. Look at your 401k. Some employers actually have a thing in their 401k or their pension funds where you can take money out for your down payment. It's already in there. Usually just call the servicer and ask them, if I wanted down payment for my home, can I do it? And some of them will let you know, yeah, your employer already has set that up, has allowed it. Some people don't want to call. They just say, I can't do it. But it's there. A lot of 401ks and retirement funds have a place for you to pull out the money without a penalty for your own home. Now, you can't do it for an investment. It has to be your primary residence. Okay? Primary residence can't be an investment property. Another one is an employer gift. There are employers who actually offer down payment assistance and will give a gift letter, like we talked about earlier, a gift letter to you for you to go out and purchase your first home. Then say, we'll gift, $5,000 towards so and so for the purchase of their first home. It actually is doable where they give you money. A lot of employers don't have to spend that money because their employees don't even know it exists. And so they never ask them about it. And there you have it. Employees don't ask about it. Employers don't have to spend the money. And you missed out on a great opportunity. Okay, a lot of benefits that you read about when you first accept the job, you completely forget about them. Maybe a good time to refresh your memory and check with HR. And last but not least, this is one of my favorite ones, barter. Barter, old school 1700s barter. What do you need done and what can you provide someone else? For many, many, many years, I used to get my nails done 2 times a month, even with designs, occasionally pedicures, all because I offered my what do you call that? It's a portable. Portable hotspot. That's how old it is. A portable hotspot to my nail tech. She needed a hotspot at her salon to do things, and she didn't have to pay a bill because I provided it. And I got my nails done, and both of us saved a significant amount of money. I had a discount on hotspots, and she didn't have to pay for one, and she provided me with a service. So the money we both saved is money we were both able to put toward other things. Think about bartering. Okay, what can you provide someone else and they can provide you? Usually it's a good or a service, of course, but think about those things. What can you offer? There's a person here on our page that she does things for me, like for my makeup and things like that, and I do things on her website for her. We barter. We save each other money. So money where I would have spent a certain amount of money for my makeup, for my headshots and things like that, she takes care of those things, and I take care of her website where she would be paying someone a heavy monthly fee to maintain. So we barter and we both save money. It's an option. So write all those things down, ways for you to save money towards your down payment, and see which ones you can implement. Probably half of them you probably could implement more than half of these on this list. It depends on how motivated you are. I'm pushing this because I know we have an inventory constraint, but we also have record low interest rates, and you're not going to be able to beat that. I mean, anytime you get 2 and 3%, you can't even get your credit card for 2 and 3%. You're not getting no credit card. You ain't getting your car loan for 2 or 3%. You ain't getting personal loan for 2 and 3%. Like, nothing is that low. The only thing that's super low right now is housing loans. So if you're going to get a loan, get it on something that's going to appreciate or go up in value, and make it worth it, because a car depreciates. Everybody wants to go buy a car every couple of years so they can be showing off to their friends how good, nice their car is and all that. That thing does like this. Every single day it loses value, whereas your house is doing this on a regular basis. The houses in the metro are up 13% from last year. So if you bought a house last year for $100,000, your house is worth $113,000, whether you made any changes to it or not. Do that math. You bought one last year for $300,000. How much is your house worth? Do that math. So think about that, okay? Put those things and implement those things, and I want you to check back with me and tell me how they worked out. All right, guys. That's my video on how to come up with the money for your down payment. All right.